All right, everybody, welcome back to Magnolia on Money. This is Ed Cox with your weekly market update and economic reports. So today we've got a great topic. Everybody loves this topic. I'm just kidding. We're going to talk about recessions. So I'm getting a lot of questions about recession. You've heard in the news lately that, the U.S. may be heading towards a recession. And people are really wondering, what does that mean? We hear the word recession, but what does it really mean? So we're going to define it today. I want everybody to understand what a recession is, and we're going to look at what did the market do in the past during recessionary periods. So we're going to go through that. So I've got some slides we're going to look at, and I really want us to understand what a recession is, and then what should we expect? Is the market always bad during a recession? So let's take a look at that. I'm going to flip over my screen. Okay, so simple definition, an economic recession is a period in which the GDP, which we've talked about earlier in the year, that GDP is the amount of country produces and sells. Okay, so, but a recession is a decline for two or more consecutive financial quarters. Okay, so GDP goes down for two consecutive quarters. And that would start the process of, hey, we are now in a recession. Okay. So, but really what people want to know is, Ed, how does this affect the market? How does this affect my accounts? And so I dug this up. It's a good little piece. It's actually through 7/31 of 2020. So this was somebody came out with this information, right after the pandemic or right during the pandemic. But this goes back to 1945. And so you're seeing recession starts, you're seeing the recession ends, and then you're seeing the length of the recession in months and what the S&P 500 did during that period that you're seeing here. So if you can look, in the 45 March to October of 45, there was 8 months in a recession. That S&P actually was up. So couple of recessionary periods in the 40s and early 50s where it was up. We had a period in 58 where it was down. Had some periods here where it was down. April 1st of 2001, November the 1st, 2001, it was down. There's the big one that most everybody remembers. January of 08 through June of 2009, we were in a recession. They call that the Great Recession. 18 months, and S&P was down 37%. So, and then you can see during the most recent one that we went through was the recession during the pandemic. And really, if you look back, the recession period was pretty short, and the market actually did pretty good. So overall, our average during a recession, if you combined all those, shook them up, averaged them out, is about 1.3%. So actually in the positive. So during recession, we actually see markets going up. And remember, that's during different months. That's months. That's not like a yearly number. It's just during recessions. That's the average. So, so markets are not always down during recession. What will happen during this one? That remains to be seen. We still feel like there's a lot of headwind. We have a lot of headwind that has transpired. From the beginning of the year, the Fed is still being very aggressive, looking at a half a percent, maybe during this session, which should come out this week. We'll find out what that is. Hopefully, we get more clarity. But yeah, we're starting to get more headwind. We're starting to see the probability of a recession, the probability start to creep up, that we may be in a recession over the next 12 to 18 months. How long will it last, and how much impact it will have on the markets? It really does remain to be seen, and we'll see how that pans out. But always remember that just because we're in a recession, number one, doesn't mean that the market is going to be down. Number two, Let's understand really what a recession is, and it's a GDP number that is negative for 2 quarters, consecutive quarters. So it's all relative too. So if your GDP numbers were really high and then they came down for 2 consecutive quarters, it could be showing that we're in a recession, but our economy actually growing at a decent rate. So you have to put that into perspective, number one, and number two, uh, we're not always, just because we're in a recession, going to lose 30% in the market. Okay, so markets are down this year about 12%, give or take, year to date. Um, and a lot of interesting things happened. We said at the beginning of the year that the Fed is going to run this show this year, and that's proven correctly. Hope this helps. God bless you. All have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.